let's start. My title is Forget About Customer Service and Customer Experience is the New Normal. And I'm going to frame it into the situation that we are enjoying right now. And we will open a conversation. So I would love if you have any questions, just raise your hand or comment or whatever, and we interact. So ideally is that we learn from each other. I'm an expert in customer experience and I'm an expert in designing transformational experience, but it doesn't mean that I'm not learning every single second with my interaction with everyone in this industry and outside of the industry, which is very interesting also. So thank you very much for joining. I know we have an incredible offer of webinars and courses and sessions, which is massive, is too much. And making the selection to be with me, it's really an honor. So we are enjoying right now a time, it's VUCA. I don't know if you know the term and the terminology, but it's volatility, uncertainty, change, and adaptability. And we have to enjoy, we have to navigate this process with our companies and also with our leadership. And without a VUCA company and leadership strategy, we will struggle a lot to go through the moment we are enjoying right now. But let me tell you that there will be more events than ever, but we need to reset the industry because probably some concepts of events that we were enjoying before, it will take time until it happens again. We are enjoying a moment where the coexistence of online and online is the new normal. So right now we are doing everything online because we are not allowed to travel. We are not allowed to get out of our houses. 90-something% of the population in the world is stuck at home right now. So it's very unusual, no? And hopefully will never happen again. But this is the situation that we have right now. But hybrid meetings, hybrid events will be the new normal. And you know that yesterday I was reading an article that mentioned when like distance, it's back. So we had distance as a concept in the 90s when internet was the new discovery. So when we had all the web pages and we started using internet like in a massive way, you know. I still remember I was in the university at that time and started my first work and then we started having like a distance. We were not using telephones, we started like having distance of meetings and all these things and how this impacted and how we got used to this situation. But on the other side, having at that time a lot of web pages and a lot of content in internet without qualifying concepts and without qualifying content brought the people back into a need to have human and face-to-face interactions. So probably we will go through that process again, especially if we are not controlling quality in our field, which is what it's happening right now. But the reality is that we are going through a phygital era, which means like a physical and digital era. And we need to understand how these two worlds are going to build a coexistence for the purpose of keeping the event as a communication tool in the position that the event deserves. And we don't, let's say, prostitute the concept, which could be something that we are in serious risk of happening right now. When I see the offer that we have of free webinars and free content and free sessions all the time, it's kind of scary, the situation right now. When you start planning your meetings and events, because there will be a process when you start designing that process and you start thinking about how to do it and for whom I'm doing that, you will be probably think about a concept like this. This is my child, the little one, I have 3, and this is the little one of 7 years old, in his first interaction with his class online last week. And it happened too early. I didn't want him to be in front of a computer so early because I wanted to keep him in my mind like this for longer, in freedom and enjoying experiences. But the situation impacted him also at exactly the same level. Yeah. And let me make you a question and think about for 1 minute. What really matters in your life? That's a big question that we need to answer also ourselves as professionals when we design experiences for our clients and for our main stakeholders. Because life is made of experiences. So we have it all. We have it all. Right now, we are not allowed to go out, but from our computers, we can have, we can stop the social distances where we are in physical distance, but we can stop the social distance. We can get access to buy things. We can get access to network. We can get access to get education, to gain new content and new experiences and new education in our heads. We can even make business in a different way. So we have it all, but we need to design these experiences. So we as event professionals and working in the meetings and events industry or similar industries that have the power to design experiences, we need to be careful that we are designing for humans and we are designing for a purpose. And we need to build this customer journey in the right way and engage this customer journey with the purpose of the company or the organization that we are designing for, and also for the humans participating in this experience. And that's something I'm missing right now. I don't know if you agree with me.
I could say, yeah, we had quite a tsunami of offers of webinars and whatnot. Many are similar in shape and form, and content seems duplicated here and there. So you get, and I'm not even at the high management level, so there's a lot going on, and yeah, so it needs to be stand out and be approached in a less of a mass effect to reach the person.
It is. What do you think, Karen?
I agree with that. There's a load of webinars, but I'm also missing the experience around the sessions and the content, because yeah, I can absorb the content, but normally I absorb it more with some experience of where I was, with whom, what did I did after, yeah, how it was presented. And now I'm missing that. Yeah, all the webinars are mostly the same, just sending information.
Yeah, it's a big thing. What we are suffering right now is a tsunami, as David mentioned. It's something that we generally do in all industries. It's not only ours. So once we see that there is one way of getting impact, somehow economic in most of the cases, we start jumping without looking at other people and finding the right connections and interactions and synergies to avoid tsunamis. And the reality that in our case, from our industry, this tsunami may be the reason of a bigger impact, negative impact. If we have access to so much and so many sessions and seminars and webinars and online events and so on for free, how are we going to charge for that? So that's a big question. I was writing an article right now for my LinkedIn profile talking about that, because it's a big thing. So we need to really make consciousness of that. But if humans interact with brands because of the experiences, which is what is super important for you, as you, Carmen, were describing right now, the time for industry is now. So we are the experts of making that happen. We have the opportunity to understand how to bring experiences for humans into life, and how we bring also operations to the maximum level of quality. So we are the ones. We should not be losing that position, because it's a big thing. Huh? And I think the time is now, which is one of my favorite words right now and sentences, because it's the moment, it's the way of hanging from a positive thing. And why I'm telling you this is because life events are how human experience brands. Brands in the bigger sense of a brand. So you bring a promise to life, and you as humans to interact with your experience. And this is a human interaction. And this is a human experience. And now we are forced to make it online, but brands are still alive. So we need to understand how to pivot these human interactions and experiences into the online world. And then we will jump into hybrid. And then we will continue doing the customer journey in the two worlds, if this phygital world that I was talking to you right now. Because brands are alive, and brands are how humans experience, and they are made of human interactions and human experiences. And that's super important. Let me put you a video to give you an impression and an idea. When I'm talking about humans, I'm talking about this type of humans. So let me put you a video. Obviously, it's a video from before all this disaster that just happened, but it gives you a good idea on the type of humans we are designing for. Let me enjoy that with you.
Yep.
Did you hear that? That's the balance of power changing. We are your neighbors, your brothers and sisters, co-workers, kids, your grandmothers. We're the driver sitting at the red light next to you, the other passengers on the plane. And now we have the power. It used to be Madison Avenue, census data, focus groups, secret shoppers. It used to be jingles, endorsements, infomercials, coupons. It used to be the customer is always right, said those who didn't listen, but that was yesterday. Today we found our voice. We are strangers, but we are organized. We won't wait for your big data. We want whatever, whenever, wherever. 9 to 5. We live 24 hours a day. We are a moving target. We move fast. We are a movement. We are cutting cords, changing the way things work. Status quo, status no. We brought down the taxi industry, but we are not the enemy. We are your opportunity. We are growing, getting better at getting better. We are your path to success, if you can keep up with us. We'll be on the winning team because we'll pick the winners. We are not millennials. We are families with more Facebook followers than you. We are not baby boomers. We are grandmothers who order Christmas gifts from a touchscreen. Gen X. Gen Y? No. We are Generation CX. And you can be too if you listen to us. Create for us. Join us. Generation CX.
And this is a powerful message. So we are designing for them. We need to understand who is the human behind our services and our interactions. And if we are not doing that, we are losing them. If we lose them, we don't have the right target. So our businesses and our work will be for nothing. And I think as an industry, we have a commitment. We need to make sure we do that. And jumping online, it's a normal thing. So my company also jumped online. We're doing everything online now. And you know what? We've discovered an incredible future because we will reduce traveling for a lot for the future, which is amazing. But everything is design thinking in the human behind. There is a full customer journey behind every single interaction we do, even if it's online, if it's offline. The design process is exactly the same. We should not be convinced by the online world that putting a platform and putting content into a platform, it's enough. We have the power to make in one word, to transform the world that we are enjoying right now, because the event is the most powerful tool of communication, adding transformational behavior of humans that we can have in this world. And this is our responsibility. And maybe I put it too big, but I fully believe this is what we have in our hands right now. But what's an event if we don't design it human-centric? You know that an event, if it's not designed human-centric, is theoretical, so it has a lot of content, it's tactical, but it's transactional. And that's not what we wanted, right? That's what we wanted when we started in this business. I don't think so, right? Because the event should be the creator of impactful, transformational, and emotional connections between the clients and the brands. And this should be what we are doing. We are putting the concept, the design, and the whole perfect and excellent logistics to make that happen. And that's a big responsibility that we have as professionals. So the essence of the brand experience plus the experience of the brand promise, it's an event. That's it all. Huh? So the event should be in the customer journey, should be the summit. So we are building the whole customer journey. We go through online process, and this is the new learning, because we were putting online processes before for registration, for access for information, social media, but we were not taking a lot of responsibility on that process. And actually, it was not human-centric design, the whole customer journey. But then we were putting all our efforts into the event because it was a face-to-face interaction. This is not happening anymore. So we are giving the full responsibility into the online platforms and the online world. And we are losing our reason to be here, actually. And we are the connectors of the dots. We are the ones connecting all the dots because we have the power of understanding the human interactions, which are transformational experiences that brings brands to life. And also that we can measure the impact and the results of all the tools that we are bringing now to life. Technology, it's an enabler. I mean, it's the way of doing that, but it couldn't be the main reason of doing events. So if we go from the past to the now, so we go from this theoretical and tactical and transactional that we had in the past, if we are only bringing events and bringing content to life, and that's the only thing we are doing, also when it was allowed to do it live. This is a concept that we had also in the past, like bringing events without design, without any idea of for whom we were doing that and what was the measure to, what was the transformation within the event that we are running. And we go to the new situation and we put customer-centric and customer experience in the center of everything. And we build a customer journey with consciousness. So with the event is a connector, it's a real connector of people, of knowledge, and also of future with consistency. What are we bringing to our targets and to our stakeholders? It has to be consistent with coherence, obviously, and also building that community and creating channels of interaction, channels of education, channels of sharing knowledge, channels of networking. That's super important, which is something that we are missing right now, for example, and we were missing before in many senses and in many cases. If we do that and we go from the past, and we totally forget that, and we go to the customer experience journey and we build that as a responsibility as event professionals, we need to go through a process of design human impact, which is what customer experience is asking you to do. What's the impact to the humans and bringing these events to life? What's the impact this event has as a mission to do? And that's a big question. What kind of impact I'm doing as an event organizer and an event professional when I'm designing the experience for you? This could be a welcome to the experience economy. I don't know if you read something about experience economy. Just put thumbs up. Oh, David, I don't see you. You have to say it.
No, I haven't read about experience economy.
That's it. It's if you have time. I don't know about you. I don't have time, but if you have, this is a fantastic book to read. It's Experience Economy. It's written by Joy Pine, and it's fantastic. Really, it's not nothing new. So they discovered that long time ago, but it does make a lot of sense right now. So this will be my recommendation for you to read it. They were doing a fantastic training in Copenhagen, exactly in 2 weeks' time. Now it's canceled, and I'm so sorry about that because they do only once a year, one training, and it's, they need to find new dates and see if they are allowed to do it. The customer experience journey, if we are designing the now, let me give you some tips, and let's see if you want to open any conversation around one of these tips that I'm sharing with you. It has to be human-centric strategies. Anything that you do, before you do it, think about the human or the humans you are designing, and you are bringing that to life too. It will give you an incredible different approach to your project, and you will understand a lot how you impact humans. And once you impact humans, you became a leader. It's a completely different position, because you change lives, you change perspectives, and that's a big thing. Innovation versus tradition, obviously. Innovation, what's innovation? That's like the big topic right now. Innovation, yeah, but how do I bring innovation to my business and to my project? Human centricity is a big way of bringing innovation to your concepts. Tradition, I was talking yesterday to one of my clients in the Canary Islands. I don't know if you have ever been, but it's a paradise in the world. And I'm working with the government there. I've been working already for 2 years. And they had the intention to stop until the doors were open and then come to work and to bring to life back again the same services in a new world. It's like, no, this is not going to happen. So don't think that tradition has any value right now. It has experienced the value, but you need to rethink new business models and new way of doing things. Data versus intuition. This is something that technology is bringing you, is giving you this chance to have far much more data, but meaningful data, because I have been working with so many companies that they have huge amounts of data, but they don't know exactly how to use it or what kind of value this is bringing to them. Return on experience versus return on investment. The more I learn about return on investment, the less I see the applicability to our events world. And this is a big thing that I just told you, but it's incredible. So we need to understand what kind of experiences do we want to measure, experiences which are human-centric, which are impacting human lives, changing humans that are acting in a different way. And obviously because of this different way of acting, they are bringing different results to life. And this is the way of measuring probably the impact of events in this world. Advising versus execution, which means that you have now the opportunity to position yourself. You need to work on your personal brand and position yourself as an advisor, and not only as an executor, because probably we will be during months enjoying only online experiences, and there as an executor, yeah, technology mentalities are better. So how can I advise my clients and my main stakeholders to do things better in human-centric strategies? It has to be true customized. Please don't go into the process of opening like big doors to big things and massive things without understanding what kind of value you want to bring as a different value proposition from your services and your professionalism. And then focus on retention versus acquisition. The events world, still it is talking every single time about big numbers all the time. Oh, how was your event? Oh, it was very successful. We were expecting 200 people and we got 400 participants. Oh, great. What kind of value is that? That's a big thing. The whole industry in general, if you talk to hotels, if you talk to caterings, if you talk to that many agents, that they focus a lot into acquiring new leads, but not that much into retaining and living the journey of the customer within their services. So this is some tips that you can translate into your own world and understand how you can evolve into this situation, applying this type of tips that will give you more success in the new future, that we will enjoy once we can start moving out from homes, which will be different in different regions and different countries, probably. So I started with a sentence that I want you to keep in mind and then agree with me, because I'm sure there will be more events than ever, but they will be different. What do you think about this sentence?
Do you mean after we all come out?
Yeah.
There will be more events than ever. I think there will be a transition period because companies will have to recover. Online communications will save some traveling, like you mentioned as well. So even though we come out, we need to come out of coming out before we move to. But I think as well that face-to-face meetings will gain value because of this. So eventually it will come back strong. It will need that.
Absolutely. You know that I'm talking to a lot of corporate clients and associations. They need to recover, but they are never considering of canceling all the events. So they know that the event is an incredible tool for them to engage with their communities, to grow communities, to engage with stakeholders, to open conversations. Until we don't have a guarantee of health and safety, it won't be massive. So it won't be big events. Until we cannot travel, which probably will take longer than what we think in many cases, it will be very national, very local. But the people will want to meet again, will want to interact in smaller portions. So it will be smaller events, very local at the beginning. It will be hybrid, so we will connect internationally and cross borders via technology. But companies and organizations, they do believe on the power of events. That's why I jumped into putting this sentence, which is a big sentence, and I don't want to be naive. I'm very positive, but I'm very realistic. So I live in Madrid, and Madrid has been incredible damage with this situation. Imagine that me personally has been strongly hit. So we have close family that pass away. So it's a big thing. But I believe in the strong power of events as the continuation of human interactions. But we need to be careful that we don't devastate that on bringing a lot of content without any customer experience and design or any value of the experience behind it, because we will lose that power of the value of events as such. Mm-hmm. And I think that's super important. That's a message that we really need to take the flag and say, listen, no, an event is something else that only enjoying being with people and having party. No, it's a completely different, it's a big tool of knowledge sharing, of legacy, of human interaction, of growth, of evolution. It's very difficult to bring strong decisions to life if they are not events. And that's our responsibility probably, no, in life. What do you think, Carmen? I love your name. It's very Spanish. I know.
Yeah, it's very Spanish.
Super Spanish.
No. Only the name. Yeah, I hope there will be more events than ever, but I have my doubts. I think at this time, due to all the webinars and the digital thing, that the events will be more selective, and there will be less events but more important. Yeah, I hope it will be more, but I don't think if it's on a short term or maybe it's on over several years. But yeah, it's hard to forecast.
It's super hard. I think I'm 100% convinced, and I fully agree with you. They will be far much more qualified. I think we will go through a process of online engaging at the beginning with the event. The customer journey probably will have like a big interaction online before, and then we will have like smaller events, more qualified with smaller people going live. And then we will finish the event probably back again online.
Yeah, but I do think that due to the social distancing, everyone realizes how important live contact is and how important events are. So I hope.
I think it's a big thing. I started today my conversation talking about this article that I read of the 90s when internet came to life, and then suddenly everyone said, it was like, oh my God, fantastic. From my computer, I can do almost everything. And then suddenly the people reacted and said, oh, wait, I'm missing the human interaction because the quality of internet was not good at that moment. So I remember at that, when I started my career, my professional career, my first company was on the first marketplace of event management online in Spain. So it was like a big thing. So we sold the whole concept to a telephone company at that moment. I was only 20, I don't remember, like 25 or 24 or something like this. It was big business at the beginning. It took me like 1 year to set that up. It was a startup of the dot-coms companies. And I still remember we were getting paid to generate content. Imagine that. This was one big thing. So I had like a group of 15 journalists, super young. We were paying like minimum, and we were generating content to fill and to feed the whole internet at that moment, because there was the launch at that moment. So I'm talking like a dinosaur, but quite old. It was the launch at that moment from smartphones. And they had to have a lot of content in internet to launch that smartphones, and that's why we were bought by Vodafone at that moment in Spain, which their name was Artel, and the company bought the company because we were generating content and we were creating interactions and generating content in what was at that moment like chat platforms, no? Imagine the shit of content we were generating at that moment. It was like the main focus. It was to have a lot of content to keep people very much engaged with smartphones and also with internet, because the reason behind was the telephone companies obviously selling Wi-Fi access or internet, and also the phones at that moment. So probably we will go through that process now back again. And then when the people realize that what we are getting for free and what we are getting as a webinars, there is no interaction, there is no conversation, there is no value as a human, we will jump again into, no, wait. We need to interact back again, but it has to be qualified. It has to be qualified.
Well, I agree, and I hope it will turn into that.
But we have the power probably to do it.
Sorry?
We have the power to do it.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Sorry, David, but I wanted you to say something.
Yeah, I mean, we in the events industry have been hit, first of all, very hard by this. The recovery will come, though, I think, with the help of the many other industries when things normalize a little bit. I'm talking, for example, myself, I like football. So if you go to a football stadium, the experience is when the stadium is full. So if you, because I tried to watch a virtual reality football match, and it was nothing like the real thing. So I think all these things will help to push for the human interaction. A part of which is true, is will start escalated with small events, then trade shows, then the big ones will come back into place. Then incentive travel will be back to Asia more than. But first of all, it will start like support your home country. Everyone is already kind of a little bit sending that message. But I think this is a good thing for all of our companies, because we have now an added value. We can add to any event you organize. You have an online event that can go with your events, but at the same time, we will go back to the human interaction in time.
Yeah.
I hope sooner than later.
I'm 100% sure. So to give you a bit of confidential information, so my company is focused in transformational processes. So now all our clients are governments, all of them, regional and national, and all of them are strongly thinking on events if it was not in their main purpose as a strategic industry, it is not. And they will work hard on that, because they believe that without human interactions, the economy that we have is not going to work. It's not going to work in the same sense. So very interesting conversations are happening right now on how to support the industry and how to come back. But yes, quality is a big element, Carmen. You mentioned that, and I think we need to keep that in mind. And that's why I'm doing this series of sessions talking about how to design human experiences and how to be very conscious that what we are bringing with events is not only getting content, it is sharing knowledge, and it's transforming people, transforming humans to activate a different way of doing things afterwards. And if we don't bring that value to events, even online, we may jeopardize the tool. And it's an important tool for marketing also, and for communication.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope you stay safe, that your family and your friends are safe too. I hope to meet you in person soon. Please connect with me in social media. I'll try to send you now my request in LinkedIn if we are not connected yet, because I would love to hear from you and how are you developing and how are you continue in your professional career.
It's great. Nice to meet you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.